Hello everybody and welcome to the LFC transfer room. Let me know if I'm coming through loud and crystal clear. We are here for another watch along. We're back, the final pre-season fixture off the back of that fantastic, historic beginning of another quadruple Community Shield win yesterday. Thank you very much to James for doing the watch along for that. 3-1 versus Man City, two very strong teams looking to go on another massive run in all competitions. We got the slight better of them on this occasion, didn't we? And now all attention turns to the beginning of the season. But before that, it's Liverpool versus Strasbourg. It's the fringe and the remaining players who didn't get any minutes yesterday, and a few youth players as well, getting a final chance to impress. And also, more importantly, I think, a chance to impress in front of the Anfield faithful, a chance to make their Anfield debuts in front of what should be a pretty good crowd by the looks of it. I'm excited. I am excited to watch this game. Whenever you get a large number of youth players starting in the team, it's always exciting. That's why I love the early stages of the Carabao Cup, and I love the first couple of rounds of the FA Cup as well, because you see players that, unless you are really tapped into the academy, which not everyone has time for, and I think that's fine. It's not something you should necessarily be judged for. You're not going to see these kinds of players, you know, the likes of Mabaya, Davis, Bacetic, who's impressed so much, Chambers, Morton, or of course he's been around the first team a little bit last season. We can talk about him in a minute, because I know he was meant to go on a loan move, but, you know, Oxlade-Chamberlain's injury, a few other bits and bobs, it's not looking great, and he may end up staying, which will annoy a lot of people, because of course that probably means we won't go out and sign a new midfielder either. Fraundorf as well. And then we get to see a few first-teamers stretch their legs, a few small appearances at the end of yesterday's game. Some didn't play at all, the likes of Canate and Gomez, James Milner, who did come off the bench yesterday, Elliott and Carvalho as well. On the bench, Phillips and Vandenberg and Mushawowski, probably the biggest addition in terms of excitement. This is someone who I think is raved about a lot at the academy. I'll just take that one out because it's a bit noisy. And yeah, plenty of things to be excited about today. So we get to enjoy this together. So make sure you do like the video. Please do subscribe to the channel. Kickoff is in just under 25 minutes, 7:30 kickoff. We'll be watching it here together. So get involved, like and subscribe. If you want to get involved in the live chat, which I do recommend, you'll join a wonderful community of Liverpool supporters. And yeah, unfortunately, you do need to be a subscriber to comment. We've had a lot of mischievous bots and trolls in the comments, so we've had to turn that to subscriber only, unfortunately, for now. So please do subscribe and get involved in the live chat. It'd be great to see some new faces as well as the old. Let's have a look at who is already here. Anthony, good to see you. Jen, hope you're doing well. Jen, I must apologise. The last couple of streams I've been on, you've donated, but I'm rusty. All right, I was on holiday. I was rusty. I didn't clock onto it as I should have. So thank you very much for those donations. They are very much appreciated, and I apologise for ignoring them at the time. It was not intentional. Anissa as well, good to see you. Thank you very much. It will be a little bit more shared. Responsibility will be shared this season between the likes of me and James and Owen and anybody else. Mainly me and James. So that'll be interesting, because I do support James as well. I think he's a brilliant host, not just on regular streams, but on the watch-alongs as well, if you were able to tune in to yesterday's watch-along too. Matthias, good to see you as well. Hope you are doing well. It'll be good to see as a few more people come and join in. Let me know what your score predictions are. A bit hard to guess this kind of fixture, this kind of lineup. Who are you most excited to see playing in this game? There's plenty to pick from, of course. I think Elliott and Carvalho is very exciting. I think Carvalho has done nothing but boost people's confidence in him with his pre-season and even his appearance yesterday. I mean, he was massive for the third goal, I believe. He was instrumental in winning the ball back in Man City's third, which we did a lot of to our credit, and it really disrupted their pattern of play and allowed us to thrive as we did. And I think he was a massive part of that. So to see him start, to get a proper look at him again, ahead of that new season, because I don't imagine that he'll be starting too often in the opening stages of the season. There's other players ahead of him. Whether you believe they should be or not is a different problem. But yeah, I don't expect him to start against Fulham. I don't really expect him to start for the first 2-3 months, if I'm being honest with you, apart from in those Carabao Cup games. So it's important we go on some more cup runs this year, as I'm sure we will want to, so that players like Elliott, like Carvalho, like Gomez can grow into it a little bit more and really build upon what they were able to achieve last season and in this pre-season. I think it's been a pretty successful pre-season, and obviously, you know, if you look at the results, not necessarily incredible, but there's plenty to be excited about, plenty to be nervous about as well. The midfield issue rears its head again with the Oxlade-Chamberlain injury. Nobody is denying that we're probably a little bit light in terms of true quality, and that drop-off can be quite severe. But hey, this is the chance for new heroes. You know, I think people, again, underestimate Carvalho slightly, whilst he's obviously being touted maybe for a false nine role, maybe for a winger role. Who says he can't play who says he can't play the right-sided 8, which is probably where people think we could most upgrade and do with upgrading on player-wise. Who says that Carvalho can't do that? I think he offers so much. He's so comfortable on the ball, has that technical ability to get forward. People thought he could operate as a 10. People thought that's maybe why we brought him in. So the right-sided 8 in its current system fits in perfectly. So I'm excited. I'm excited, and I think if you're not excited going into the season, then there's probably something, you know, not right with you. Let's just say that. Steve McCleary, yep, agrees with me. Carvalho and Elliott, definitely exciting to see, mainly because, you know, they are the ones who are definitely going to appear in some capacity in the first team squad throughout the season. Others on top of that as well, you know, Tyler Morton. I love watching the kid play, and I'm excited to see him again. I know people are going to be upset that he is not going out on loan because Oxlade-Chamberlain's injured, so therefore Tyler Morton's going to fill his space, and potentially we're not going to go out and sign somebody. That's the negative way to look at it, and maybe that's the realistic way to look at it. Not doubting it. But I like Tyler Morton. I want to see him develop. I want to see him play alongside Fabinho. I want to see him given a chance in the number 8 role, which is what Jurgen Klopp talks about a few weeks ago. Why not as well? You know, we're all going on about a shortage of quality at number 8, but we've got players who could grow into it, who could offer us something. So let's see. Let's give him a chance. Let's have our heads up high. If we don't sign someone, we don't sign someone. What are we going to do about it? What are we going to do about it? Jurgen Klopp out? We're going to bring FSG out up again? It's not going to get us anywhere, is it? So until we're, you know, out of the title race, until we're struggling for top 4, let's just chill out a little bit. Remember, we're up against a very competitive team and a potentially competitive league. You know, Arsenal have strengthened. I don't want to be naive. I don't expect them to be anywhere near Man City and Liverpool, but they could be much more of a challenge when we face them at home and away, and they will pick up more points, I'm sure. Jens is starting the petition to bring back Origi and Mane. Well, I was thinking about, I was driving yesterday and just thinking to myself, you know, as you do, and I was thinking, like, how under the radar? It's not under the radar because it was a big deal when Origi left, and it was, you know, talked about a lot when Minamino left, but we've done nothing really to replace them. I guess you could say Carvalho's kind of in that bracket. Elliott coming back from injuries in that bracket. You know, we've strengthened with Nunes, but we've lost Mane. So in terms of those players who can definitely come off the bench and definitely have a big impact because they're proven in this team, we've not made much of an effort to replace them, and maybe that could be something that we'll be made to pay for. I don't know. It's very interesting. Let me know your thoughts on all of that. Anissa says, I like Elliott in the right centre mid. He really made the position his own in the beginning of last season. Again, yeah, I agree. I just think the last few times I've seen him, his not fragility injury wise, but his fragility in terms of physique and I guess his youth, because he's still a teenager, isn't he? Excuse me. I think that was evident, and he got bullied off the ball a couple of times. Maybe it's just something to keep an eye on. Just something to keep an eye on, I think, and we can look at it again today. He is in the starting 11, which I'll go through in a second. Something to keep an eye on. A little bit, just could do with beefing up a little bit. He's quite a short fellow. Normally, to counter that lack of physique, you'd have that extra yard of pace. Elliot's never been a particularly quick player, maybe over 5 yards. He's got a little extra ounce, but in the sprints, he's not beating many of our players, many opposition players. I don't feel like so. How he compensates for all of that, I don't know. But I agree. You know, looking back at the beginning of last season, he did look very comfortable. So maybe that is just a fitness issue. Maybe that is just positioning yourself better so that you're not going into sprint races with people that you're clearly not going to beat, and getting into tussles with players that you're clearly not going to win tussles with, I guess. So we'll see. We'll have a look today. Thank you very much to everybody who is joining. Kickoff is, of course, at 7:30. Please do subscribe to the channel. Please do subscribe to the channel so you can get involved in the live chat. The live chat is a great place to get your opinions across, interact with me, interact with everybody else in the community, which is great. Please like the video as well. We go live every single evening at 7:30, unless it's a match day, in which case we do watch-alongs and post-match reactions as well. There won't be post-match reaction today because it's Liverpool versus Strasbourg. There's not much to dissect here, especially with that lineup. You know, we can talk at the end about who's impressed and whatnot, but there's not much to go on about there. Now, I know we're Scouse, not English, but I have got the Euros on my telly as well. Whoa! Thank you, Jen, for the super chat. Thank you very much. Nice to see you back on the streams. However, please make sure that other members doing streams kip at half time. Yeah, will do. Well, I think I need to stop doing it, to be honest with you. But if you like the half-time kips, we can certainly make them a staple. Tango Papa, thank you very much for subscribing as well. Please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. If you're a Liverpool fan, if you're a football fan who just wants to interact with football fans, this is the place to be as well, not just for Liverpool supporters. Now, as I was saying, I have got the England game, England versus Germany, Women's Euros final on the telly. And it's the second half of extra time. England are through here. Nope, they've cocked that one up. But it's 1-1, so we'll keep an eye on that as well before kick-off. It should hopefully end just before this game gets underway, actually, unless it goes to penalties. But we'll do well. It's currently 1-1 in that game. And he understand why Louis wants shared responsibility for the watch-alongs after watching Egypt versus Senegal twice last season. yeah, that's probably subconsciously a big part of it. That did... I really enjoyed it for just chatting with you guys, and like we got a ton of new people coming onto the channel as well, which was lovely. It's always lovely to see, but the games weren't great, were they? There was some moments every now and then, but genuinely the quality of football and the style of football wasn't that great. Was it? But no, the real reason is that I've started helping out with my local non-league team, National League South team, Hampton and Richmond. I'm on the media team for them as well, funnily enough, so you can catch me sometimes doing commentary for them, jumping on different bits and bobs there. So if you want to, you can go and follow them as well, at HRBFC, I believe. I'll double check that for you. So if you really enjoy the sound of my voice, sometimes I'll be on the commentary for them, so you can catch me there. Yes, at HRBFC. I don't expect you to go and follow them, by the way, but I just thought I'd plug it whilst we're there. So that's the genuine reason. You know, football games do clash quite often, so sometimes I'll be at a Hampton game, sometimes I'll be able to do this when the games don't clash. Luckily, a lot of our games are on telly, so that shifts them. Non-league is 3 o'clock on a Saturday or 7:45 on a Tuesday. So I'll definitely be on a fair few of these still. Don't worry, you're not getting rid of me just yet. Lipok says, do we have a FPL league? Oh, no, we don't. We don't, unfortunately. That's probably something to look at. I think that's a good idea, actually. But Lipok, nice to see you as well. Yeah, nice to see you again. If you've got any midfielders we can have. It's funny you should say that. We did actually have a bit of a surplus, and they had to let some go. Pretty cutthroat stuff, to be honest with you, but you shouldn't really be talking about that on here. Charles, good to see you, says could have given Curtis or Nunez 20 minutes. Yeah, I mean, none of them have travelled even. So I'm guessing they're just in the right place, or the medical staff have put them in a certain category. I don't know. This is more for the fringe players and the youth. Maybe it's just a bit of an unnecessary risk with someone like Darwin Núñez, high off of yesterday's action, getting the winning goal, playing, 20, 30 minutes. I know that I know Milner came on, Carvalho, Elliott came on. I don't know. It's all about that, the medical staff, I'm sure, have had a big say in it as well. But there's no need to starve these young'uns of a rare appearance at Anfield, because, unfortunately, a lot of them probably won't play there again. I know that's quite horrible to say. Score prediction. Who knows, Jen? Who knows? If anyone's got a genuine score prediction they think that this game could be, let me know. I think often when there's a high amount of youth players, we've seen it in the Carabao Cup, we've seen it in the FA Cup. Goals can sometimes be hard to come by for us. I think we look very tidy on the ball. You can tell the players have the same system as the first team. They buy into... Oh, England have just scored. Sorry, I know this is Liverpool. Oh, no, it's offside. No, it's a goal. It's a goal. 10 minutes to go. And England have just scored. I heard it. I heard the roar from the pub just a few houses down from me. And I've looked over and it's been tucked into the back of the net. And it's 2-1 with 10 minutes to go in added time. Bloody hell. Sorry for spoiling anybody. But that is live broadcasting for you, isn't it? And the goal scorer is going to get booked because she took her top off. But you can't blame her, can you? 10 minutes to go. England back in front. I don't think this is over, though. I think Germany, maybe not as much in extra time. But after that equaliser, they were definitely the team on top. And I thought they'd probably steal it. But they've got work to do again. Charles says, I'm Scandinavian. I don't care for England, only Liverpool. Okay, all right. Okay, dude. Okie dokie. I mean, I'm like that when it comes to the men's England football team, to be fair, but it's different, isn't it? It's a bit more innocent. Thank you, everybody, for joining and getting involved. Kick-off less than 10 minutes away. Please do like this video. It really helps us out. And please subscribe to the channel. Not only do we go live every single day with Liverpool content, but it also allows you to get involved in the subscribers live chat. You need to be subscribed to comment in the live chat. I don't make the rules. We've had lots of bots and stuff posting all sorts of crap, which just gets in the way. So we've had to turn that off so that they cannot post. So please do subscribe, get involved, interact with me, interact with everybody else in the live chat as well. It's a lovely bunch, a great community. And yeah, kick off very... sentence very not far away is not the sentence I wanted, but that's what came out. Thank you very much for the subscription, Yannick Modery. Hope you are doing well. So let's get some more shouts in terms of what is your score prediction and who do you think, who are you excited to see? I'll go through the starting 11. Actually, I haven't actually done that yet, and the bench as well. Davis in goal, Mabaya, Kanate, Gomez and Chambers at the back, Milner, Bajcetic and Morton in midfield, and Fraundorf, Elliott and Carvalho complete the front three. On the substitute bench is Mrozek, Phillips, Clark, Vandenberg and Mushawowski. I love that. I love saying that name. I love it. Anissa says, I hope people take women's football more seriously after this tournament. I do as well. I do as well. Is Milner playing today? Yes, he is. The midfield is Milner, Bajcetic and Morton. So I'm interested to see that. Milner, I'm sure, will play more as the number 6. You'd think so. A rare outing for him in his favoured position. Bless him. Bless James Milner. And Bacecic and Morton ahead of him. Although, sorry, no. Bacecic is probably the number 6, isn't he? And then ahead of him, Morton and Milner. But that will move about, I'm sure. Here comes Germany. Whoa! And that's going to be a corner or a goal kick, I'm not sure. But anyway, we're almost ready to go here. Players on their way out. So please do like this video. Please subscribe to the channel before we get underway, because I know how easy it is to forget once the game starts to press that subscribe button. And then you can get involved in the live chat as well, so you can react with me as the game goes on, and we can have a chat as well. This is a chilled out stream. This is not a Premier League game or a competition. This is a friendly, so we can chill out. We can talk about whatever you want. Anissa says, remember in school we used to ask if we could do football in PE, but weren't often given the chance as the boys were always doing it. Yeah, I mean, you hope this would make a genuine impact, wouldn't it? I mean, it's a shame that the England women have to win an international competition for it to be taken seriously, or just to be given the light of day, really. But if they're going to go to that length, if they do come through and they're about 6 minutes away from doing that, then you can't ignore it, can you? You just kind of do it. Oh, no, the players aren't yet out yet, sorry. Yeah, no, none of my schools had a... Did they have a girls' team? I don't think so. Or if they did, like, they never played. Like, it was never properly organised if they did, but I can't remember. This week, we'll have lots of content ahead of the start of the Premier League season as well. We'll have a chat room with me tomorrow evening, 7:30, so make sure you're around for that, where we just chat about whatever. You get involved in the live chat, ask me what you want, I will respond, and we'll get into everything and anything Liverpool, really. Thursday, that's Thursday. I think that's the 4th of August. So Thursday the 4th of August, 7:30 again. Premier League predictions. We will, of course, be streaming Tuesday and Wednesday as well. But Thursday will be Premier League predictions. So that'll be exciting and fun, and definitely a bit of a long video. So make sure you're around for that one to get your predictions in. And if you agree or disagree with any of us, relegation, top 4, mid-table mediocrity, who's going to be going for the title, etc., etc. I think that'd be very interesting. Europa League, Europa Conference League, who's going to get those competitions? I think we'll also do, golden boot, who's going to get the most assists, etc., etc. And then Friday will be the preview for the Fulham game, and then Saturday 12:30 kickoffs. About 12 o'clock we'll go live for the watch-along, and then after it, about 15 minutes after the final whistle, it will be post-match reaction to the first Premier League game of the 22-23 season. I cannot wait. Football is back. I definitely didn't predict Man City 4th last season. Ooh. I mean, I said this on the post-match yesterday, that I am not letting anybody underestimate Man City for the 3rd season in a row because they haven't looked amazing at the start. I'm not having it. So if you're on it, Anthony, they better be in your top 2, son. I'm sure they will be. I mean, maybe they will. Maybe, if they were going to struggle at any point, maybe this is genuinely the season where they would. Because there's a bit of a transformation going on. Haaland's definitely going to bag goals, but he's going to alter their system slightly. Can he adapt to Man City's system? If Bernardo Silva goes, and it's unlikely at this point because it's so late, but it could still happen. Genuinely, that is massive. If Bernardo Silva goes, we are in there. If we can keep up our form, we are in there for the title. He is instrumental. Kevin De Bruyne is obviously a magnificent, one of the best about at the moment. you know, a massive part of everything good that they do. But I think Bernardo Silva, man. I think Kevin De Bruyne is a luxury player, you know? It's like Paul Pogba at his best. And I'm not comparing them. Kevin De Bruyne, obviously clear. But you don't bring in Paul Pogba to fix your team. You bring him in to build around and to add to your team. You know what I mean? De Bruyne doesn't fix many teams. But, you know, he doesn't go to bloody Brighton and make them top 4 or even, you know, top 6 contenders, I don't think. But you add him to Liverpool. Oh, it's dusted. It's all over. Kickoff just moments away now. And England are, plus any added time, that's about 3 minutes away, I'd probably say, from lifting the European Championship. So the first real success for an England senior team for a good little while, isn't it? So let's hope they can hold out, although I wouldn't mind seeing penalties. I love penalties. I love the drama. There's a minute of applause here for the chairman, John Moore, who did pass away recently. So the players, the fans, with a minute's applause here for the late chairman. Thank you again to everybody who is watching. Much appreciated. Please do like this video. It really helps us out. And again, please do subscribe to the channel. Not only will you be able to see more of our content appear on your YouTube feed, but you can get involved in the live chat, which I think is a massive part of building a community, which is what we are here for, and certainly what I'm here for. 2 minutes of added time. So this should work out just about perfectly. The minute's applause is over. So they'll be getting ready to kick off any minute. Spurs going to pip Chelsea to third, in my opinion. So who's doing better out of Spurs and Arsenal? I think a lot of people think Spurs because of Conte, and you know they were playing well towards the end of the season, weren't they? Arsenal with a bone to pick. And I hate to say it, could their cock up at the end of last season, could that be the perfect catalyst? Food for thought, maybe. Players take the knee, which is good to see. We're still doing that. I hope that continues, to be fair. I know a lot of people will be sick of it, but you're a bit weird if you are. And we are off and underway. Look how big I am on this screen. Right, you probably won't hear much about the game because for the next minute or two, because England are 40 seconds away from the European Championship. Not long to go. I'm not looking forward to playing Spurs next season, says Anissa. Charles says I'll switch between Redmond TV and Transfer Room. Decent company for us, I think. Up there with Redmond TV, obviously one of the leading Liverpool channels on YouTube. So I'll take that as a compliment. Reed Game X says, as an American, I appreciate the Neo quality still is here. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's it. It's over. They've won it. England have won the European Championship. I believe England's first senior trophy, men or women, since 1966. And here's the women who take it. And what a night that's going to be. Jesus Christ. Sit up and take notice. Big moment, and it almost makes this game feel really pointless, doesn't it? But let's get into it now. They've won it. The telly's on, so I can keep an eye on the trophy lift, etc., etc. But here's Gomez. Here's Gomez. Liverpool versus Strasbourg. James Milner. James Milner is not at left. No, he's not. I was going to say. No, he's just filling in. But yeah, James Milner's on the left of that three-man midfield. Baccetic in the middle was the number 6, of course, and Tyler Morton as the right-sided 8. Here's Harvey Elliott chasing down the Strasbourg keeper, who's taking his time with it, eventually gets it away, but out for a throw-in inside the Strasbourg half. I think the person you got to feel most sorry for the Germans was their striker. I can't remember the name, apologies, but I think she was joint top goal scorer going into this game in the competition, and pulled up with a muscle injury in the warm-up. I mean, that's the most Thiago thing I've ever seen, and that's in a European Championship. This ain't the Carabao. Forced off, not even able to make the bench, and she will certainly feel robbed of that one. But yeah, congratulations, and tribulations. Can you tell me we're wearing the Premier League kits? What do you mean? The kits are just the kits. There's not kits for different competitions. But hey, if you didn't know that, my bad. Here's my buyer. Dilly-dallies on the ball there. And that's a goal. Goal for Strasbourg. Mabaya caught in two minds. I'm guessing he didn't get a call from anybody, but there was nobody really around him. He just needed to deal with that, and I think he was trying to get his body in front of the ball and then just dribble it away. But he wasn't positioned correctly. The Strasbourg attacker was up for the fight, nicked in ahead of him, and there was nothing between the attacker and Davis in goal, and it's just a simple chip into the far post. So you hate to see it, don't you? Because it must be earth-shattering. I mean, Mabaya's impressed, but you can't ignore stuff like that, can you? It's not great. It ain't great. And to do that on like your Anfield debut, I'm pretty sure. It's going to feel horrible. I'm sure the players will obviously gather around him. Klopp will throw an arm over his shoulder. But yeah, not nice. You have to feel for him. But it is 1-0 Strasbourg. So Klopp out. He's back on the agenda, I guess. This won't do. Where's Bellingham? They're using the numbers and names from the Premier. The numbering and names have yellow in them. Are non-Premier League kits. They're two different fonts. Oh. You know more about it than me, Reed, then. No idea. Hello, James. Thank you to everybody who is watching. Please do like the video. Please subscribe. Liverpool 1-0 down to Strasbourg. It's an outrage. Something needs to be done. Mabaya with the error in the first 3 or 4 minutes. Unfortunate, unlucky. We move. Thoughts on Newcastle £40 million bid for Maddison? Whoa. I have not been keeping up with the transfer market. Is that official? That's crazy. 40 million for Maddison. I mean, he didn't have the... I'm not saying he's not a good footballer, but he didn't have the best season last year, did he? I mean, Leicester in general were pretty bad. I'm surprised they've kept Brendan Rodgers. It was a pretty shoddy year for them, considering, you know, they bottled top 4, was it 2 years in a row, and then this year they weren't even in with a shout. It feels like they're going backwards. Maybe they'll prove me wrong. But it's the market. I mean, 40 million for Maddison sounds about right, but that says more about the market than it does about him as a player, I think. Here comes Tyler Morton laying off Chambers, playing a left back. Tries to feed Carvalho, who's on this left-hand side. Well, hang on, bloody hell. From a distance, Carvalho and Fraundorf look bloody similar, so I need to figure out who that is. Who's who? Looks like Wembley's absolutely buzzing. Newcastle need a box-to-box midfielder, not another attacking midfielder. They've been quite sensible. They haven't gone absolutely insane, have they, in the market? But who have they bought in so far? There's been a couple at least. But yeah, I mean, I know that Almiron's not great, and they've got that Guimaraes as well. So why would you go and buy another attacking midfielder who would definitely want to go there to start football games? Sorry, like Maddison, he wouldn't go there to sit on the bench unless the money really sways him. I guess that's a personal decision, nothing to do with me. Yeah, the new away kit, it's blatant sports washing at its finest, isn't it? But you know, you throw a bit of money at you can throw a bit of money at anything, and things will disappear, even fans' morals. And I know a lot of people will say, well, that's easy for you to say, but what if a country bought Liverpool and started spending billions to put them back on top? No, I'd hold firm. I wouldn't buy into all of it. I'd still support the team because it's not the institution, is it? It's like, well, it is the institution, but it's not the business that we're supporting. But I would never ever compliment them. I would never I'd never buy into a transfer. It's hard to explain whilst I'm trying to do a watch along, but you know, as I was saying, you know, money can make a lot of things disappear, including fans' morals as well. We've seen with Chelsea that eventually these things catch up to you. Well, Roman Abramovich is an oligarch, and Newcastle and Man City are owned by countries, by states. They're state backed. I just think that's different. Because something against Roman Abramovich, whilst he's mates with Putin, it's a guy, isn't it? It's this clear figurehead, this one man. Unless Saudi Arabia and, you know, bloody blow themselves up somehow, there's nothing that anyone's ever going to do to restrict them, really. And if they do, there'll be loopholes like there are now. You know, Man City sponsorship deals. Like they can sign a sponsorship deal with a company that they are involved with in some capacity. And Harvey Elliott in the box, but it's a good tackle actually, dealt with pretty well. But it's back out to Milner. Now Harvey Elliott back out on the right hand side, tries to put a cross in. I assume no. Fabio Carvalho's in the middle. Fraundorf is on the left wing. Right, I've got it. I've sussed it. I mean, it's about time England won a competition, isn't it? They've got to so many finals and semi-finals. It was a matter of time. But I'm happy it's the women. And not, you know, Harry Kane and Phil Foden and bloody Harry Maguire. No way. No, thank you. Please do like the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. If you subscribe, you can get access to the live chat, which seems like a fundamental human right on YouTube, but we get a lot of spam and bloody porn sites messaging on the live chat, so it gets in the way of everything. So you got to be a subscriber now. Seb, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. 1-0 down, Mabaya with the mistake, but apart from that, Liverpool doing pretty well. Oh, and Carvalho with the shot laid off by Harvey Elliott, just a yard or so wide of the near post, and hits the side netting and goes out for a goal kick. I mean, we've looked fine. We've looked good. It's a bit of a showcase match, isn't it? A lot of players making their Anfield debuts, probably their only Anfield appearances, maybe. And a couple of others just getting some more minutes in ahead of the season. And he says, I just can't get behind the men's team, find it odd supporting players that most times I just like. Literally, in that final against Italy, I went ballistic when Italy equalised. I was over the moon. It was brilliant. And when they won the penalty shootout as well, I had a little chuckle to myself. I had a little chuckle. So I guess maybe that's part of it as well. You know, these are players that any other week we despise and wish the worst upon. Whereas I guess with the women, you don't have that connection, do you? But I'd love to do more content on the Liverpool women's team on here, because I think that's, you know, not really done a lot on YouTube. And they are part of that institution that we love and support. So, you know, why should that not be a part of what we do? But I see you, Lucas. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Kenpachi, do you think Everton overpaid for McNeil? He scored a bloody good goal in their friendly, I think. But it's probably a bit too early, isn't it? It's a bit bizarre. A team nearly relegated, buying a relegated player from a relegated team for £20 million. Seems a bit steep. It does seem a bit steep, doesn't it? Here come the German players to collect their silver medals. Bless. Oh, it's 2-0. That was a nice goal. That Allen with the curling effort from just outside the box. Davies with no chance getting his hands to that one, and not 15 minutes gone. Liverpool 2-0 down. No, it was just inside the box, sorry. But again, it's a curling effort. Davies, no chance really. But yeah, defensively a bit fragile. I'll have to look at that again to see Canate and Gomez. But I mean, you'd assume the midfield probably had a part to play in it as well. Not helping, not working as a team. So let me change the scoreline. It is now 2-0 to Strasbourg. Seb says, for me, I don't hate England. I just don't care about them. If they win, so be it. If they lose, so be it. As long as Liverpool players play well and don't get injured, that's all I care about. Yeah, I share the sentiment of the second point. Absolutely. You know, if Henderson's on the pitch, go Henderson. If Trent's playing, go Trent. But you know, we all know Southgate doesn't know how to use Trent. And I mean, this is the most chilled you're going to see any of us. Liverpool being 2-0 down. Charles says, I don't get why we play this match with school kids. Well, just don't worry about it, really. Just don't worry about it. Well done. Well done, Strasbourg. They're 13. He's only a child. How come only 5 on the bench for us? I wouldn't know that, actually. I would not know that. Sorry, I keep going between different things. Going back to Seb's comment, yeah, whilst Liverpool players are on the pitch for England, support them 100%. But apart from that, I'll have to go a step further and say I genuinely do hope they lose whenever they play. It's just brilliant. It's just great. I wish I wasn't maybe that bad, but I can't help it. I can't help it. When Italy equalised, I let out a cheer, and that was beyond my control. Here's Milner into Chambers. Now Gomez to Canate. Glad I gave my tickets to this game to my mates, to be honest. given we are losing. Would have hated to travel 120 miles to lose. Would be frustrating. Yeah, it's always... it was never going to be a good game, really, was it? It's great to see these players playing, and I am enjoying it. I love seeing them, but not good. Yeah, Gomez wearing number 2. I mean, an indication as to, a bit of a confidence boost by Klopp, or just logistical. I don't know, but maybe an indication of how important he still views him. Here's James Milner going to get a cross into the box. It's deflected, and now Strasbourg come away with it. And it's currently... I thought it might have been a 2v2 there, but forced to turn away. Strasbourg. Why want to embarrass ourselves now the keyboard warriors are going to dance on Twitter? Yeah, but Charles, this is where you can't let your footballing life be dictated by football Twitter. Because you're very rarely going to find anything intelligent or nuanced or correct on football Twitter. Do you think Klopp picks his team based on football Twitter? Do you think any of the players get sleepless nights because of what a keyboard warrior says about them on Twitter? I mean, well, maybe they do if they're being bullied, but they shouldn't do, should they? So don't you worry about it. It's about getting minutes into a few fringe players and giving the youth a chance to impress. Adrian still gives me PTSD. I hope Alisson will be back for our first game. He should be, by all accounts, should be back for Fulham next Saturday, 12:30, kick-off. Watchalong should be from around about 12 o'clock next week, but plenty of content between now and then as well. Yep, here comes the trophy lift. They're still just collecting their medals, unless I'm just behind, which I probably am. My advice to any football fan, delete Twitter. It's the most toxic thing ever. It is, but I can't help it. Thank you very much to everybody who is watching. As Jen says, rightly, please do like the video. Please subscribe to the channels where it massively helps us out, and you'll be joining a lovely community of Liverpool fans going into the new season. So a great way to share the highs and lows of the upcoming season with a group of people who all share the love for the same club, which is pretty damn cool. We go live every night, 7:30. We do live watch-alongs for every game and post-match reaction, transfer news, match analysis, predictions, all sorts, every single day. We are here live. Here we go. Prince William passing the trophy. Joe Gomez just won the ball back from a pretty precarious position. Done well there. But here they come. England's first major trophy at a major tournament since 1966. And they lift the trophy. I mean, I'm just saying, right? If Prince William wants to jump on this and be the face of giving the trophy and stuff, everyone last summer was going on, oh, well, if England win it, there should be a bank holiday. Well, England have won it. Oh, it's 3-0. It's 3-0. Anyway, England have won the trophy now. They've won the exact same competition you were talking about doing it for. It's just that the women have done it. So, can we get a bank holiday for that? Or is it not as important? Is it not as important? But anyway, it's 3-0. 3-0 to Strasbourg. Caught on the break. I'm not sure who that was caught in possession there, but nobody really does well here. Nobody covers themselves in glory, not even the goalkeeper, I've got to say. I think on another day he probably gets to that on his near post. Liverpool players watching the trophy lift. They must have been pretty much at the same time. They're going to have a good time. They're going to have a good time. I think it's all about money. That's why this game was arranged. What with Strasbourg? What income is Strasbourg going to give us? I'm actually wondering if our rivals really paid for LFCTV Go just to mock Nunes. Jokes on them putting money into our club, probably paying for Nunes' salary and transfer fee. Well, we'll hold it against them, but between you and me, they have been offering a free trial for anybody during this period, like a month free trial or something. So they may have done that, but to be fair, the games are available on other illegal sites, but the point still stands. It's very weird. It's very, very weird. No signing has had this spotlight on them during a pre-season. Not just pre-season games, but bloody training. Like, opposition fans are actually finding videos of our pre-season training and going in on him. And how brilliantly did he make up for that? I sense an Istanbul comeback in the second half, says Anthony. Oh, just wait. One goal. Hello, here we go. That's what it will be. Thank you very much, everybody who's still watching. Please do like, please do subscribe as well. I think a lot of people have just packed it in because we're 3-0 down now. They thought at 2-0 we could still manage it, but 3-0, they've had enough. They've left the stream. Cross from Chambers, going to be a corner. I should have just done a watch along for the women's game, shouldn't I? Let me know how I sound, by the way. Testing out a new microphone for a bit more versatility. So let me know if it's definitely not as good as the other microphone, but as long as it's sounds pretty decent, especially if you've got headphones or earphones in. Let me know if it sounds nice or not. People inside Anfield should be refunded ASAP. This is a disgrace if they charged money for entry. You gotta calm down. Nobody else in the chat cares. We're just enjoying ourselves. It ain't that deep. It ain't that deep. Not even Liverpool ultras care about this game. I appreciate the sentiment that you don't like it when we're losing no matter what. But not even the ultras care about this. I hate to break it to you. You're fighting a losing battle. I wonder if footballers really look at social media. I'd ban it if I was a manager. It's mentally damaging. I think they definitely do, don't they? Nunes in one of the pre-season games was, doing that when he scored one of his goals, wasn't he? I think that definitely indicates, and the celebration, the celebration from that goal against Man City, that was a release. That was F off to everybody who's been chatting shit. I'm here. I'm doing my thing. You ain't jinxing me. So I think they definitely do. Just how would you avoid it in today's day and age? It's everywhere. It's fundamental to existence almost. So I am fully expecting a bank holiday to be announced anytime soon. Be very weird if it wasn't. I'm a little bit quiet. Is that better or is that too loud? Let me know. I want to sound nice and crisp. Excuse me, just answering an inquiry on the group chat. Klopp's lost the plot. Oh. What am I doing? Right, Klopp should try Canate in goal after all of this. Thank you, Vadapad, for getting involved. It's nothing about the result. It's just I don't see why it's played. That's why I don't understand. What's the point? It's only money. Klopp, it's clearly Klopp who's organised this friendly, and he wants to do another friendly after the season starts against probably Aston Villa behind closed doors. Yep, Jen still believes the comeback is on. I don't know, how can I still be that quiet? Here comes Fraundorf down the left. Nutmegs a player but falls over. Unlucky. Because on my on StreamYard, it's on Streamlabs. Sorry, the mic is going into like the yellow and almost the red zone when I'm talking. So, don't know. What makes you say that Klopp arranged this, Louis? Well, no, not like literally arranged it. He didn't phone up Strasbourg and say, "Oh, do you want to have a friendly?" But you know, you can't go from with the first game of the season next Saturday. Players like Elliott, Carvalho, Gomez, Canate, Milner, a couple of others as well. Thank you very much for subscribing. Politics. If they're not playing a large part of the Community Shield, they're getting no out-and-out football game time, which Klopp definitely wants his players to have. Since, last Tuesday was our last friendly? So they wouldn't have played a semi-competitive match from Tuesday through to next Saturday. So it's I think it's definitely intentional. It's intentional for the team, you know. Maybe money has a part of it. I don't know. I'm honestly not that fussed, but my take on it is that it was intentional because we have the Community Shield a week before the season starts. We had to have another friendly at some point to give the whole team minutes in that final week. It's like in the F1. You're not going to do well just going straight onto cold tyres. You need to warm them up to get your best times, and that's the same with players. Anissa says, I think it's interesting how Pep doesn't like a busy pre-season and Klopp does. Guess there's more than one way to do things. Well, that might somewhat explain some of their slower starts to seasons, but we know that they shake that off pretty quickly and then go on an incredible run. Whereas, we start quite well and then around October, November, December time start to slowly, drop the odd point here and there. Although last season that was mainly due to injuries and the season before. And if we just went through a whole season with no injuries whatsoever, we'd be unstoppable. But that is the game we play, and it's impossible, isn't it? Klopp likes friendly matches more than training sessions, yeah, and that's just his way of doing things. Not necessarily the right way, not necessarily the wrong way. It's just one of those things. Thank you again. I know I keep repeating myself, but thank you very much for liking the video. And please do subscribe. That's all right, Charles. I think we're just a very positive bunch. I don't think we're deluded or anything. I think we just generally tend to, well, I do anyway, try to keep a very positive outlook as much as possible because, you know, sometimes shit ain't going to go your way, and if you let it get to you too much, it's just going to ruin your mood, isn't it? So... Oh, Fraundorf in the box. Oh, he's lost out. Still got 15 minutes left of this first half. Can't believe it. So we're 6 subscribers away from 5,900. I think we've definitely got to hit that today. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do press that subscribe button. You can help us get to 5,900, and then we're just 100 away from 6,000 if you're good at maths. And you get access to the live chat, which is a great way to get involved more with the channel and feel a bit more closer to the community that we've got here, which is lovely. But Strasbourg very comfortable. We haven't really had, apart from maybe that Carvalho chance which went into the side netting, we've not really had anything clear cut. So Strasbourg having a pretty chilled afternoon against our, I wouldn't even call it a D team, probably an E team. But Carvalho wins it back. He's fouled, and a free kick centrally, about 10-15 yards outside of the Strasbourg box. I'm going to have to get the fan out for the second half. My arse is sweating, I'll tell you that. One player from relegated clubs that could be good for Liverpool. Ooh, get your shouts in the live chat for that one. I need a minute to think. Who went down? Burnley, Norwich, Watford. I would have said Decore, but he's at Everton and he's shit. So I don't know why I would have said Decore. Ben Foster. Ben Foster for our third choice keeper to replace Adrian. I think that's a pretty safe option. So yeah, Ben Foster from Watford, and obviously he got released, but he was part of the team that got relegated. But yeah, apart from that, I think you're pretty desperate for options. There's not a lot there that you could safely say you would take at Liverpool, I don't think. Here comes a corner for Liverpool, easily dealt with at the first man. Harvey Elliott has it halfway inside the Strasbourg half. A cross comes into the box again. Nobody in there and straight into the keeper's hands. Were you abroad when there was a heat wave? Heat was so disgusting in the UK. Yes. Yes, I was. Thankfully, I saw the predictions on all the weather apps saying what the temperature on that Monday and Tuesday, and I knew I was on holiday, and God, that made me happy. It was an all-inclusive resort, pool, beach right next to it, and air conditioning everywhere. Our room was pumping out 16 degrees air conditioning, 16 degrees Celsius for any Americans here. It was like a fridge, and I could not have been happier. So it's still a bit muggy here, to be honest. So it's not great, but we've got a better fan now. Got one of those ones where you stick a tube out of your window and it like actually generates cold air. And Strasbourg probably should have made it 4-0 there. And the defence just really not doing too well. Tarkowski. No. Really? Really? Bloody Kowski. I think the one position we don't need is a centre back, isn't it? Heat abroad is so nice. London is just too polluted. I think we overestimate how nice heat abroad is. I think it's better to deal with because when you go inside, more often than not, places that are used to having hot weather have air conditioning, so it's much more tolerable. But if you sit outside in bloody Cyprus, it is hot. It is well hot, and it's muggy as well. It's just the way that the country is built to deal with it. You know. Yeah, there's no London flats with air conditioning unless you live in Chelsea or something. Chelsea and Kensington. Tarkowski might be slightly better than Gomez. Oh, come on. Not another one. It is funny that some people are like, well, I've got Charles in our live chat, but some people are like genuinely fuming. The only thing about this game that's interesting is just seeing the youth, but it's difficult to put so many of them into a team and expect them to do well at a professional level. Like Bacetic and Morton have been pretty quiet, but you put them alongside first teamers and they're allowed to express themselves a bit more. They're allowed to do what they're good at. You know? Everyone's just kind of making up for the weaknesses in the team. I think in a couple of years we'll have aircon everywhere in the UK. Won't be able to function in somewhere without it. Who's gonna pay for that? Like in flats and that, like in industrial, like with energy. Sorry to get all political, but with energy prices, no one will be able to afford a proper aircon. That ain't happening. Not to install it for starters, like an industrial one, and to pay for it month on month from October, it's gonna be impossible. Maybe office buildings, but again, they're all going to be charged so much more for it. Where's the leadership from Milner? Well, yeah, I blame Milner. I blame Klopp for this. It's disgusting. Milner with attempting to win the ball back after a pretty crap free kick from us. Again, Milner for Minister. But yeah, it's just not very good. About 5 minutes left until half time. I think I will have a quick little break at half time. So do all stick around. Do all keep getting involved in the live chat and interacting with each other. I'll just have a quick break at half time just to get my fan set up and to get rid of all the sweat. Refresh myself slightly. Honestly, I don't think we're going to see Bacetic anywhere this season. Maybe he'll play in a Carabao Cup game, but even then, probably a bench appearance. I think he's one of those. Will he make it? Don't know. The odds tell you it's very unlikely. But even though he has impressed, I wouldn't expect to see him anywhere near any squads this year. Having said that, he does pretty well from a free kick, our best free kick of the game, challenging the goalkeeper for a change, and it's a corner kick for Liverpool. Yep, Harry Kane and Gary Neville jumping on the England women train. So, where is the bank holiday? That's what I want to know. Announce bank holiday. I'm glad we've converted Charles already. He's already just laid back. He's Klopp out as well. Darwin is a flop. Exactly. He's in the spirit now. Wild effort from Chambers at left back. Kane celebrating a trophy. A rarity. I think it would be one of the best things to ever happen if he was to retire without a trophy, or like with a Carabao Cup. Just one Carabao Cup to his name. Did you see inside Anfield when Pep asked Klopp if he had been playing golf and he replied, "No chance, mate. That's what you do." No, I hadn't seen that, but I've bought Pep Linda's book actually, Intensity. I pre-ordered it and it's on its way to me. So I should be getting that early this week. So I'm excited to read that actually, because he's a very eloquent man, isn't he? Apparently it's a love letter to James Milner, isn't it? He will retire without a trophy. Well, he could just move, couldn't he? He could just, like, next season maybe, if Spurs do nothing this year and Conte ends up leaving because it's just a horrible place to be, he might just say, "Well, sod it, I need to win something, so I'll go to Madrid for a couple of years and pick up a few easy dubs." Bought the Robertson book and lost it. Oh no. I do need to read more autobiographies and stuff like that, but they just don't seem like cool books to read. But then, like, you look at a page of the James Milner book, and I'm like, fuck, I want to read all of that. Levy's got Kane in chains, though. Yeah, how long has he got on his current deal? I don't know. Kane should have left Spurs ages ago. I think he should have. I'm glad he didn't. As a football fan, I'd love to see him at Munich. Harry Kane. I read the Liverpool chapter in Fergie's book. It was so interesting. I know he talked to... Yeah, I haven't read it. I don't think I could bring myself to read it. I know he talked about Jordan Henderson's knees, didn't he? A fair amount. Kane on 350k. He's at his happiest. Yeah, maybe he will just settle for it, but he just seems too selfish. Like, he wants to... I know that sounds stupid, because all players should want to win trophies, but... I mean, even Steven Gerrard, bless him, he held out in some crap teams, but we still gave him the occasional trophy, didn't we? Champions League, League Cup, FA Cup here and there. We still gave him something to work with. We're at half time, so go over to here. Change the scoreboard as well. So here's half time. Liverpool's final pre-season outing before the Premier League gets underway next Saturday, 12:30 kickoff against... sorry, I'm struggling here. Against Fulham. And we're 3-0 down. But who's asked, really? We're just chilling. Read Stevie's biography, but skipped the chapter about the slip. It's heartbreaking. Oh, bless him. Oh, that's a new one. Has he done more than one? I don't know why I got why I feel like he's done more than one biography. I think I'm wrong, but the one you're talking about came out recently, no? Let me know how you're doing. I won't ask you about the game because it is what it is, isn't it? You know, Liverpool's E team losing 3-0 to Strasbourg. Whatever. Who actually cares? It's a meaningless trophy anyway. Oh wait, there's not a trophy for this game. There's an advert on LFCTR. I think it's about the boot room. It looks interesting. I've seen it. I've seen the advert loads of times, but oh, it's for an AR app. Oh, it's a Standard Chartered advert. Bloody hell, I thought it was a documentary. Well, I feel robbed. The biography for Stevie G came out a couple of years ago. That I did not know. Gav Marcottis books are good. Oh, this is turning into the book room, isn't it? Give me your favourite book recommendations. Your favourite books, everybody. It doesn't have to be sport related. I read Dune, or June, however you want to say it. Well, it took me a year to read it, but I finished most of it a couple of weeks ago. Good book. Watched the film finally, and it's all right. But looking forward to the second part. If anyone's seen it, because it's like half the story basically. Dead by Daylight. Is that good? Everyone drop your sports film, docs and book suggestions in the comments. What as well, since the game is dead. Yes, please. Diary of a Wimpy Kid goes hard. I know you're not even being sarcastic. It's just genuinely good film. And the books, I used to love the books. I probably still would if I read them now, to be fair. But the films are great. Until they recast the original cast. Young kids need games regardless of results. Exactly, Mark Simons. You get it. You understand. Please do like the video. It's a bit of a tough watch at times, so please do like the video. And please subscribe to the channel. Bend It Like Beckham is a banger. Absolutely one of my childhood films. I love that film so much. I think I had it on videotape. Yes, I was alive when videotapes were still knocking about. Shawshank Redemption. Is there a book? Is there a book for that? Or is it based on a book, or am I chatting absolute shit? Another good film, though. A film that I really like. Well, excuse me. I like Interstellar and Inception, and I like Christopher Nolan films. Tenet, I really like Tenet. I know a lot of people weren't too keen on it. I love Dunkirk as well. Dunkirk's definitely one of my favourite films. But there's a good film with Cillian Murphy and Jamie Dornan in it called Anthropoid, and that's definitely worth a watch. I'd definitely recommend that. Set during the Second World War. It's about an assassination attempt, and it's a good watch. Haven't watched Fight Club. I'm not going to lie to you, but it's definitely one I should. Beast looks like a good movie coming soon. Is that the one with Brad Pitt? The marketing for that's been very weird. Was it a dream at the end or not? Nah, no way. No way. You can see it just as the credits are about to roll. The spinny thing just starts to flicker a little bit. If it was a dream, it would have been completely constant. I will watch Fight Club at some point. Hacksaw Ridge. Seen bits and bobs of it. I know it's a really highly rated film. Shame Mel Gibson directed it, but no, I know Andrew Garfield is a fantastic actor, obviously. But that's it though. The women's Euros, just as it seemed to be beginning, it's all over again, isn't it? Harry Potter films were my childhood. Such a nerd for it. Yeah, I'm a sucker for all that. Harry Potter, Star Wars. I like all of that. The Kenobi series was all right, but it should have been a film. 100% should have been a film. Because we all know that there's only so much that they can do to create tension. Like we all know that Kenobi lives anyway. We all know that Darth Vader live, but we want to see them fight. And we know there's only so much the Resistance can do. They're not going to win against the Empire, are they? So, there's no real tension for anything else than Kenobi and Vader interacting. So it should have just been a film, and they could have cut out a lot of that. But someone made one. Someone made a fan film. They cut it all down to like a 2.5 hour film or something, and in the final fight scene, they swapped out the music, which I thought was really anticlimactic. They swapped it out and they put Duel of the Fates in there, and oh Lord, it is 10 times better. Apparently, they made it. A series because of how badly Han Solo did, the Solo film. But like, no one asked for a Solo origin story, and everyone eventually wanted to see Ewan McGregor return as Kenobi. So I think it's a bit of a cheap way out, and it's just a cheap way to not put something in theatres and just have it exclusively on Disney Plus. I'm probably going to get hate for this, but I can't stand Marvel. I've watched a handful of the films, but never really. Like, it's funny, I haven't seen Endgame all the way through or Infinity War all the way through, but I know the vast majority of what happens, and I feel like I'm pretty up to date with Marvel, but I haven't watched any of the films. Like, I've watched the 3 Iron Man films, the first 2 Thor films, the Captain America films, and just bits and bobs of everything else. But I haven't watched any of the Spider-Man films, but I was still hyped that they had all 3 of them in the most recent one. No, I didn't watch Mandalorian, but I know that's highly thought of. We're just chilling out here. Liverpool 3-0 down to Strasbourg, and we're in here talking about our favourite films and series and what have you. Stranger Things is the one. Anissa, you're gonna hate me. I haven't watched Stranger Things either. I'm sorry. I really struggle to commit to watching a series. I really struggle because they're never final. I know Stranger Things is ending at season 5 confirmed, but seasons and series are never final, are they? So I never get I like a definitive ending, and you don't get those series because they're always building up to the next one. So the characters are never settled, and I'm just a sucker for that. So that's my excuse. We'll be back underway again shortly if anyone actually cares, but I don't think so. But anyway, for someone who's just joined that is seeing me not talking and yawning, I do apologise. We were talking before, but please do like the video and please subscribe to the channel. Not only can you then get involved in the subscriber-only live chat, we are live every single day with all of your Liverpool content. So tomorrow is the chat room with me, where we'll sit down and talk for anywhere between half an hour and an hour, talk purely Liverpool, any breaking or new news. And just shine some light on some interesting topics and get your thoughts in as well. It's the chat room, so anybody who gets a question in about Liverpool, we'll have a chat about that as well. Obviously, we'll have streams on Tuesday and Wednesday as well. Topics TBD. But Thursday we'll be doing our Premier League predictions at 7:30. So do make sure you're definitely around for that to get your thoughts and opinions in, whether you agree, disagree with our takes on that. So that'll be the full 1 to 20 league table, as well as top goal scorer, playmaker, best goalkeeper, best young player, all that good stuff. And then Friday will be the first Premier League pre-match preview, as Liverpool face Fulham on the Saturday. So we'll have a preview Friday night, and then the watch-along and post-match reaction on Saturday. So plenty to keep you entertained as football well and truly gets back underway at long last. Players still not even out yet. I mean, this game's got a very similar feeling to the Man United game, isn't it? With the big difference is that this is a much smaller team playing for most of the game. It's a lesser opposition, but there's next to no senior players in the team. But the flow of the game, I mean, we've been pretty good in attack, not really had anything clear cut. But then it's just, individual mistakes. Just look very lackadaisical at the back. And that's what's, for being honest and serious, that's what has cost us. That is what has cost us Simicast. You feel bad. You have to feel a little bit bad for the likes of Carvalho and Elliott. They've been looking to really make an impact, show what they can do, but they just don't have the people behind them. They have to do a lot of this themselves, and it's very difficult. I doubt Mo Salah could have made much of an impact in this game if it was just him. We're about 5 subscribers away from 5,900. So if we could reach that, that'd be pretty sensational. So please do consider pressing that subscribe button. And whilst you're at it, do like this video as well. Back underway for the second half. Nathaniel Phillips has come on for Isaac Mabea. So Gomez has moved to right back. And Gomez fills in at centre back. So interesting there. How is Konate doing? I was hoping he'd take charge of the defence. I don't think any of the defenders have covered themselves in glory. A lot of the, at least 2 of the goals have just happened in front of the defence, and no one's looked very convincing. So yeah, it's not great. But even at this late stage, you've just got to remind, it is still pre-season. Like, players just aren't going to be that arsed about it. And they're playing with a very inexperienced midfield in front of them as well. It's all a knock-on effect when you play such a young team. CL7 left the stadium before the friendly match finished at half time. He's got. Is he even going to go, or is he going to be forced to stay? Like, what's even happening with Ronaldo? I don't know. Harvey Elliott's done well to win the ball back. Oh my god, I haven't even gone to the second half. Sod it. We'll stay here. Who cares what minute we're on? I'll tell you. We're in the 47th minute. And Harvey Elliott lost out. Sevilla versus Liverpool 2018 comeback. It's Istanbul if Joe Gomez can get a good ball into the box. There's going to be a throw-in. Oh no, my microphone's dying. Bear with me a minute. I might have to go and get the other one. It's right, I've got 2. Oh god, my bum's sweaty. Right, I'm going to see how this works, so bear with me a second. Hello. Yes. It worked. Smooth transition, smooth operator. Ow. And we're on to the second microphone. Oh, that hurts. Right. Could do with this game going by pretty quickly. I'm not going to lie to you, folks. Ugh. Unless a comeback is on. The Premier League just cannot come quickly enough, can it? Oh. He's been pushing for a move almost his whole United career. Where's he? Is there even any like solid interest anywhere? Like, has any team come forward? I haven't heard anything on that. But then again, whilst I was on holiday, I pretty much did, apart from like Liverpool results, I pretty much did switch off from football. So I am actually probably miles behind on a lot of business. So 40 minutes to go, everyone. Come on. Whilst we're here, might as well update you on my setup. Obviously, new microphones, pretty cool. New green screen. Where is it? There it is. Much better. You don't have like that little bit here that's always shady. This is a solid green screen, so as long as the light's on it, it's going to look clean. Getting a new computer, either this week or next week. Very exciting. New monitor, much bigger. And instead of a webcam, I'll be using my Canon camera as a webcam instead. So, I mean, this webcam is pretty good actually. I look all right, but hopefully, go to the next level by using a proper camera in pretty much the same place. So I'll still be like there. But yeah, exciting times in the world of Louis. It's nothing like a tech haul. Perfectly ready for a new season. But I'm looking forward to chat room tomorrow. We'll have lots to dig into with the season ever so close, and Nunes obviously doing his bits. How do you use a camera as a webcam? So it's an expensive process, but well, for my camera anyway, but you have to buy some shitty adapters so that you can be constantly charging the battery whilst it's on, because otherwise it would die like within half an hour. So you've got to have that constantly plugged in. And then with a Canon, they've got their own like EOS utility webcam site. So you just plug it in with a USB or whatever, log on to this website or download it, and a little bit of setup, and yeah, just use it as a webcam. So the software like basically convinces your computer that it's a webcam. So it should look nice if I do it right. But I don't know. I don't know if that's just. I know that the EOS utility thing is a Canon thing, but with other brands, unless they've got their own version of that, you can buy like, I know Elgato do one, a Cam Link, which is a USB port. Stick that in, and then connect your camera to that, and that does it. I think for some brands you'd have to buy like an external camera link to plug in, etc. But luckily Canon has their own thing, because the Elgato one costs like 150 quid, which I was close to getting, but then I checked with Kris, our good friend who now runs Mundo Sporto, and he reminded me about that, the Canon app, so saved me some money there. Thank you to everybody who's still sticking around. I'm always very grateful, but you know, I've just been chatting. I haven't even talked about the game for most of this, and everyone's still here, so much appreciated. Obviously, as bored as I am. But yeah, Liverpool still 3-0 down, and it's not looking like changing anytime soon. Here comes Strasbourg again. They've got themselves a corner. They could be out of sight. Here comes the corner. Oh my God. Here comes Joe Gomez with some pace. Oh, he's unlucky there. Good tackle. Good recovery tackle from the Strasbourg defender. But Gomez with a bit of pace nearly broke away. There's a bit of a stop in play. For some reason. Let's get some Premier League predictions whilst we're here, actually. There's going to be some changes. Sepp van den Berg is ready to come on. I'm not sure who that is. Who's number 50? Someone's holding something. Oh, Canate was down. That was it. Well, let's hope that's nothing bloody serious. Otherwise, people will get annoyed about this friendly happening. Oh, God. It just writes itself, doesn't it? People will be fuming. Why have you started Canate in this? Yep, Anissa's fuming. Van den Berg is on the pitch for Canate. So I don't think that was planned, was it? I don't know. Obviously, Canate was injured, but who knows if Van den Berg was even coming on? Anthony for Premier League predictions has gone for Liverpool first, City second, Spurs third, Arsenal fourth. I mean, that would be... it obviously could definitely happen, but it would just be like quite incredible for Chelsea to miss out, wouldn't it? Like, it just felt like Tuchel was the guy, wasn't it? He came in, he seemed like he was up there with Klopp and Guardiola in terms of being like a tactical genius. And he definitely was. He definitely is at times. But I don't know. I don't feel like the off field stuff affected them really. It's just they're lumbered with not very good strikers. A striker who didn't want to be there. A striker who's not really a striker. And now they're losing most of their defenders, and their transfer targets are getting taken by Barcelona. Maybe they'll surprise us. Maybe they'll come out with something good, but it is surprising. And a lot of people have written them off. Anissa's put them in the top four. I think I'd rather Chelsea finish in the top four than Arsenal. I'd love to see Arsenal miss out again. Because they are very confident, Arsenal fans. They are very confident that they've now got a decent team, and they probably do. That Jesus, as much as I hate him, and I think he looks like a complete twat, he's doing bits in pre-season, but he would always score goals for Man City, even if he didn't play particularly well. And I think he'll be a big miss for Man City. Like, when things weren't working, they knew they could bring on Jesus, and he would probably more likely than not get them the goal they needed to get over the line or whatever. You can't easily replace that. Who knows if Alvarez can do that? Oh, Bojack, I've missed you. I thought you would never come. It's good to see you. It's good to see you, Bojack. We were never going to do well with Gomez at the back. Different season, same Bojack. You're not realising just how behind Arsenal and United are. Wait. Oh, right. You guys are not realising just how behind Arsenal and United are. But Arsenal have recruited well, and the players they signed last year are now going to be more embedded as well. So even if you weren't necessarily impressed with them, they've got that season behind them. They've got another pre-season. Hey, Bojack, you're a treasured man. You really are. Yeah, I was watching that as well, mate. Thoughts on it, Bojack? Thoughts on the women's final? Chambers with a shot coming to nothing. I think we could play for a good 2-3 days and wouldn't score. Just never look convincing or worked into dangerous places at all. As for Liverpool, I'm looking forward to Carvalho. Depressing result this evening, but that kid is a real talent. Yep, I think Carvalho has done nothing at all in pre-season to harm his reputation, and has certainly impressed many, including myself. Oh, God, it's just not comfortable when it's this hot. I don't think Arsenal have the squad depth. They'll struggle with Europa football, but they'll have to prioritise, won't they? Do they put all their eggs into winning the Europa, which West Ham experienced and Rangers experienced is incredibly difficult to win, even against teams that you, on paper, should be beating or should consider yourselves at least slightly better than? Or do they go for top 4? But is that enough? These are all the questions that will be found out in the coming season. Had the Dan approval, new thumbnails for next season confirmed. Let's go. Get in. Is this is one of them the chat room that you were talking about? If so, I'm very excited to see it. So plenty more beautiful visual content from Anthony in the chat to keep everybody happy in the new season. Confirmed. Carvalho didn't do very well there. Can we drop our Liverpool-related hot takes on the chat? Yeah, or you can save them for the chat room tomorrow. That's definitely the place for it because we will go through it. You know, it's not always easy on other streams to get through everybody's comments. But, I mean, if you want to drop it now, absolutely. But I think it'd be good. It'd be probably a good topic to do on the chat room tomorrow, which will be with me. F1, interesting again. Max Verstappen sort of, I don't know how he just stayed in it, didn't he? Ferrari, I don't know how they could have dropped it that badly. Like, the Red Bulls were nowhere. The Red Bulls were nowhere. And they still managed to completely bottle it. It's not that they even lost to George Russell. Like, Verstappen still got ahead of them and won it, even though he spun out. He spun out, and he had problems during the race as well with something in his car. You got to give him credit. He is an animal. He is the Erling Haaland of F1. Come on, Liverpool, get a goal to just make this a little bit more enjoyable. Morton, saved. It's up in the air. Keeper claims it. It's just about getting minutes into the players who weren't able to play yesterday, Bojack. That's what this friendly was specifically designed for. Because otherwise, Canate, Carvalho, Elliott, they wouldn't have played. They wouldn't have played since last Tuesday, and you can't go into a season that cold. At least in Klopp's eyes. All right, Boljakov, see you later, lad. He only stops by briefly, but it's always a welcome appearance. I know nothing about F1, but why does it always seem like Ferrari mess up? It's incredible. I mean, they're like an ancient institution, but they just run whoever their strategists are. How they've not been sacked yet, I have no idea. As a Ferrari fan, I'm disappointed, but at least horrible get Hamilton won't win the title. Ah, come on. I thought it was 4. Vandenberg and Phillips being tested here. Bojack stops for his Gomez slander, then dips. He literally does not talk about anything. He contributes nothing else but Gomez slander. And most of the time, he'll only come on the stream when Gomez starts, just to complain that Gomez is starting. There's an offside there when I think it was Fraundorf thought he might have been in, or Carvalho. Again, from a distance, they're very similar. Black hair and tanned. First Premier League manager to be sacked. Oh. Guess it depends on your predictions, doesn't it? Like, whoever's going down, if one of them gets cut adrift pretty quickly, whoever owns them is going to get pretty nervy. Trigger finger. Liverpool just can't create anything concrete at all. Strasbourg defending pretty well. Back to your question first. Premier League manager to be sacked. I'll be interesting. I won't go for any of the newly promoted sides. Bloody hell, who even is there? Yeah, that's a good shout. Frank Lampard. I mean, we'll see how... Oh my God, what's that bit of hair doing? We'll see what the new Chelsea owners are like. If Tuchel has a bad start, maybe they'll look to bin him off and do what they want to do. But I don't think Chelsea are going to be as bad as people think. I think they might surprise people, but that may come back to bite me. Yeah, Everton have done nothing, have they, to build upon staying up, and they've let Richarlison go, who, as much as he's a bang average centre forward, got them the goals that ultimately kept them up at the back end of the season, and now they've lost him and replaced him with Dwight McNeil. I think McNeil, like, on his strong foot, he's brilliant. But I think he's a very one-footed player. So I think a lot of teams sussed him out. You just put him on the wrong foot and he's not going to do much. I think Tuchel is overhyped. People are saying he's on Klopp and Pep's level. He's nowhere near. Well, obviously, management involves so much. I think on a purely in-game tactical point of view, I think he's up there when he's got the players. but there's everything else. Yeah, definitely not as good as first thought. But in-game tactical decision making, I think, is probably his biggest strength. And I don't necessarily agree, but a lot of people argue that's probably one of Klopp's weakest. People always say he's, not got a plan B, etc. But I think that's quite lazy. Like, just because he doesn't swap to a 4-2-3-1 when we're losing or something. But we do when we need a goal. Last year we were going to a 4-2-4 at times. Naby Keita was operating as a second striker at times. Well, they've definitely come out with a bit more pride in this second half. Not a brilliant performance by any means, but they haven't conceded yet, and that is a plus. Well, Gomez and Kanate at the back conceded 3, and Sepp van den Berg and Nat Phillips at the back conceded 0. I rest my case. Sepp van den Berg to start next to Van Dijk against Fulham. James Milner brought down. It should be a free kick, but not given. Well, 18 minutes left to go. I pray there's no added time. I couldn't even deal with 3 minutes added time, I don't think. Thank you to everybody who is joining. We are still losing 3-0. There's been no chances of a goal for Liverpool at any point, really. Yeah, not the greatest. So please do like the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. It really helps us out. And you can join a lovely Liverpool community. We will be here every single night throughout the year. 365 days a week. 365 days a year. For all your Liverpool content. So please do subscribe to stick around and like the video as well. Much appreciated for joining. Matthias, see you later. Have a nice evening. Realistically, only Tuchel and Arteta could be sacked. United won't bin off Ten Hag so early. Same for Spurs, won't Conte. Not even going to comment on Pep and Klopp. Yeah, from the top 6. Yeah, I think you're right. Come on, next goal wins Liverpool. We need a goal. Strasbourg substitutions. Don't know who they are. Don't care who they are. I'm still jet lagged. I am exhausted. I haven't had a proper lie-in since we got back. But again, excited for chat room tomorrow. Looking forward to get back into the swing of that. And Premier League predictions on Thursday. And the first preview on Friday for Fulham. The watch along for that on Saturday. If Tuchel gets sacked, who will Chelsea go for? Just be another merry-go-round, wouldn't it? I don't know. I can't think he's out there. Oh, he's offside. For God's sake, Fraundorf, lad. Fraundorf offside, but... I mean, to be fair to Klopp, he could have left his assistant to deal with this, or the under 23s manager, but he's out there and he's stood up on the touchline. He's not sat down, so he's clearly taking this seriously. For that is Fraundorf's last action as well. He comes off and Mushawowski comes on. The best name in the academy. Pochettino, that's a shout. That's a shout, actually. Mushawowski, the Polish Messi. Let's see if he can break the duct in these final 15 minutes. I can't believe there's still 15 minutes left, to be fair. It's been a pretty dire affair. He's on the ball now. Oh, that's nice. Jesus, what an introduction. Oh. Crossed it for Carvalho, I think, but he wasn't able to quite get on the end of it. But he's come on in his first touch on the ball. He's beaten 2 players. Very tidy. But here comes Strasbourg on the counter. Oh, he should have put that across straight into the arms of Davis. And Liverpool come forward again in desperate search of a goal to get this comeback on track. There's still time, boys. We can still do this one. Oh. Dinner's on the way. Ordered a curry about 15 minutes ago, so it should come perfectly at full time if all goes well. So it'll be at about 9:30 English time. Yesterday was so good, but we seriously need a midfielder this season to replace Henderson. I think we'll definitely talk about that tomorrow. That's been a big talking point, so we'll definitely go over that on the chat room. No, we haven't done a shop since we got back off holiday, so we've got nothing in the kitchen at all. It is funny, the Jordan Henderson performance, because some people have said he's been absolutely shy and others said it was a really good performance by him. It's a mad world, football. Here comes Elliot. Can he score? No. No, he cannot. It was good for Henderson's standards, said Anthony. I think that's probably what a lot of people view it by. They're like, oh, he wasn't shit, so it must have been a good performance. But some people have gone proper in and think it was like abysmal. So again, I don't really know where I stand on it. I don't know how people remember individual performances. I'm like I struggle to focus on one player. So I always miss those sorts of things. Yeah, ultimately we are Community Shield champions, and it will not be taken off us for another year at least. Yes, we lost to Man City and we lost to Arsenal in the previous two. That was horrible. Because it was Brewster missed a penalty, wasn't it? And then he was gone, just like that. Won the double so far. Yep, Standard Charter Trophy and the Community Shield. It's going to be a sextuple. It was a shame we couldn't win the Bangkok Cup. It's good from Gomez and good from the team. Oh, there's no one in there, but it's offside. We're in the final 10 minutes, folks. We're in the final 10 minutes. We've done well. Deserve a curry after this. We're 3 subscribers away from 5,900. So if anyone was holding out and not wanting to do it until the end, now is the time. There's not long left. Apparently Mane was watching the game before Bayern played. He said, didn't he? He said in his interview he'd always be a lifelong Liverpool supporter and he'd check on the games when he could. So sticking to his word. You know, it's obviously horrible that we lost him. I think we probably cashed in on him at the right time. Well, Strasbourg should have been in, but he miscontrolled it. But they're still on the attack. Joe Gomez unlucky trying to find Harvey Elliott. God, I'm hot. Yeah, please do subscribe, everybody. Please do subscribe. Oh, I'm knackered. If we sign a new midfielder to replace Hendo, I think it can solve our Fabinho backup problem too, because Hendo can cover up his minutes in some games. Yeah, true. True. But could Carvalho not do it? Or could Elliott reclaim the number 8? Good ball. Oh, James Milner with the shot. Straight at the keeper, though. Please do subscribe, everybody. please press that subscribe button. It would make today worthwhile if we can hit 5,900. And continue liking the video as well, please. Liverpool 3-0 down to Strasbourg. We have 5 minutes to get ourselves back into it. And Strasbourg are on the attack, but it's dealt with well, or semi-well. Yeah, Chambers does it. It's going to be a throw-in, which he takes. It's going to be a fairly quick exit once this game ends. There will be no long outro from me because I am sweating and I'm tired. So in about 3 minutes time, the stream will come to an end. So I must thank those of you who stuck it out with me once again. You've been there with me for the AFCON and the World Cup qualifier, and you're here with me now. The final hurdle before the Premier League gets back underway, and we're nearly there. But I don't think Henderson does much. I don't think Henderson covers Trent anymore. I don't think he covers him. He's not as interested as he used to be in getting back. He's always been reactive. He reacts to the game. He doesn't anticipate very well, but he's not. Last year, he was hardly ever covering Trent, really. I don't think that's particularly accurate. Nat Phillips, sorry to go off on one, but Nat Phillips looks so much better with hair. I don't know why he shaved it all off for a buzz cut. And Vandenberg with his beautiful ginger hair. Oh, this is doing things to me, man. Louis seen it all. 220-minute goalless games, and now this. I've seen some things, man. I've seen some things. A lot of us have, to be fair, in the live chat. We've been through it. We've been through some stuff. Here's the final minute of the game. I thought it would never come. Please, there's no added time. Nothing's happened in this second half. Final chance for us to get on the scoreboard somehow. Here comes Elliott. Chipped ball. And it's going to be a throw-in. Come on, ref. Oh, 2 minutes. 2 minutes added time. For what? Nothing's happened. Here comes Strasbourg looking to make it 4. Chambers does very... Oh no, is that... Morton doing fantastically well to get out of danger. He's just so composed on the ball. Liverpool desperately in search of a goal. Down the left-hand side, but it comes to nothing. And I hate to say it, but it looks like we may have lost this game. And I am ashamed. Join me on the post-match reaction. I'm going to go in on all these players. Joe Gomez with a shot. Nope. Was not to be. Vandenberg winning his header. And that's it. Yes. Oh, thank you very much, everybody, for watching. It finishes Liverpool 0, Strasbourg 3. It's a mauling. It's embarrassing. It's disgusting. All I have to say is FSG out, Henderson out, Adrian out, and Jurgen Klopp out. Get out of my club. I'm fed up with this. We need we need wholesale changes before the game on Fulham, against Fulham next week. I'm embarrassed. And I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching, everybody.